Hello everyone, this is Shotgun, and welcome to the grimdark future of Warhammer 40K Dawn of War Soulstorm. Today we're dropping onto the devastated battlefield known as Quest Triumph, a broken monument to glory, now a little more than ash and echoes. And by the Emperor, we have a match for you. On the left side of the map, rushing into the fires of battle onto the anvil of war, we have the 18th Space Marine Legion, the Sons of Vulcan, the Salamanders. And on the other side, we have their brother chapter, the Protectors of Terra, the 7th Space Marine Legion, the Sons of Rogel Dorn, the Imperial Fist, Siege Vanguard. Now, it is a very interesting spectacle that we have here right now, considering that these two are Space Marine Legions. However, maybe somewhere in the Space Marine or the Warhammer 40K universe, there is a time where the Salamanders as well as the Imperial Fists had a bit of debate whether who is right or who is wrong. That went horribly wrong here. So the Salamanders here has already set up a forge with their force commander, also coming out in just a few minutes right now, or just a few seconds, with 2 of the tech marines already working for the listening posts and 2 scout marines already out on the battlefield. Just a very stock standard way of growing their bases. For the Imperial Fists, however, they have started their siege generator, siege controls, as well as their strategic points, with 1 breacher siege marine out here on the battle. Oh, 2 breacher siege marines out, and currently 1 more siege breacher marine out in the battlefield as well. Let's look at their UI interface, which is honestly very impressive, because like most UI interfaces in the Unification mod doesn't really complement it a bit, but this really looks like it merges with the game's UI itself. Doesn't really like bother me that they're bright yellow, honestly, because like, yeah, they're these are the Imperial Fists, and then yeah, they're known for their siege tactics and fortifications, as well as their distinctive color yellow. So right now, both of the players right now are still just trying to get as much of the strategic points as well as the relics. You can see one of the force commanders here from the Salamanders is moving across towards the critical location that is available here in the middle of the map, or just trying to what do you call this? Check if there is any sort of shenanigans by the Imperial Fists right now. Let's go to the POV for the Salamanders. You can see the Salamanders here. I've already seen the Breacher Siege Marines that are being aggressive towards the Scout Marines, and the Salamanders will have to retaliate here with their Tactical Marines already out in the battlefield right now. The Breacher Siege Marine will stand no chance against 4 new squad members of the Tactical Marines. However, you can see the Breacher Siege Marine squads on the other side have already finished getting the strategic points here, and the the Imperial Fists will be able to build 1 listening post there in a few seconds. There's another tactical marine here being called down into the battlefield here, with the siege captain here available for the Imperial Fist, and you can see here there is a starting fight here, it seems, with one of the tactical marines being knocked down, as well as the Breacher Light Marine as well having casualties here in the middle section of the map. And so far, just 4 minutes into the match, we can already see there's already so much things going on, with the siege captain already being defeated by the force commander of the Salamanders right now, and the Space Marine squad of the Imperial Fist decide to retreat. However, the Breacher Siege Marine, not knowing where to go, decide to just move forward, and the Tactical Marines as well as Scout Marines will be able to pick off most of them, and the Salamanders have pushed them into the spawning location of the Imperial Fists themselves. But the Imperial Fists have anticipated this, and they have started sieging up towards the level 1 listening post, which is a good sign that the Imperial Fists will be will be at a greater position later in the later stages of the game. However, the Salamanders, ever so aggressive with their battle tactics, have gone into the light covers here to be able to defeat these Space Marine squads so easily that they have already defeated one of the Space Marine squads with only one squad member left for the previous Space Marine squad. However, the Imperial Fists have already gone up to the light covers to also try and kill at least one squad member here for the Tactical Marines. However, the Tactical Marine squads of the Salamanders have still held the line here with the help of the Scout Marine squads, effectively killing most of the Space Marine squads of the Imperial Fist, with the Force Commander of the Salamanders here still alive and kicking and boosting the morale of the troops. You have another squad here of the Salamanders that will try to kill or destroy the listening post that was being constructed, or that was available for the Imperial Fist here. But now, in just a few seconds, the listening post will be picked off by one of the squads of the Salamanders, and then they will take it for themselves. The Siege Captain is already out in the battlefield as well, and the Force Commander of the Salamanders, unfortunately, is down on the ground right now, and the Salamanders, losing their morale drastically, is slowly but surely being overrun by a bunch, or a lot of the Space Marine squads of the Imperial Fists, with the Siege Captain leading them, charging into battle right now. You can see they are focusing, the Space Marine squads of the Imperial Fist, focusing on the Scout Marines themselves, or maybe just focusing on anyone who has low HP right now. Unfortunately for the Imperial Fists, their attacks were unsuccessful because the Salamanders have already upgraded to their heavy bolters here, where two of the Space Marine squads, a Space Marine squad member of one Space Marine squad, has both of the heavy bolters applied to their weapon upgrade. And you can see one of the squads as well of the Salamanders is still chilling in the strategic post, and one of the Scout Marines of the Salamanders will be picked off by the turret that is situated here in the front defensive line of the Imperial Fists, as they realize that they cannot do a proper confrontation against the might of the Salamanders. The Salamanders still trying to reclaim, not really reclaim, but rather stabilize their group or stabilize their strategic posts as well as critical locations, making sure that the Imperial Fist will not get any sort of requisition resource as well as critical locations, so that they can oversee anything. And they have successfully held the Imperial Fist back to their base right now. And so far, 7 minutes or 8 minutes into the game, and we have seen a lot of action here between the two factions, between two brother chapters right now. And you can see the Imperial Fists are also trying to get the strategic point, because the Salamanders have not decided to get one listening post or built one listening post there, which is honestly, they don't have that much of a problem, because you can see in the requisition resource, they have a lot in the bank right now, unlike their brother chapter, which only has 200 and 150 for their power resource. And so far, you can see the Salamanders, they're slowly but surely trying to organize themselves, trying to see where the Imperial Fists are hiding, where the army of the Imperial Fists are, and still waiting for their Force Commander to get out. The Salamanders already have their Rapier Armor Destroyers, which, if you haven't seen in the last video that I made, the video is in the description below or at the end screen of the end of this video. But yes, these guys are the toughest vehicles in the Salamanders arsenal right now, with not just that, but a lot but these guys can basically just deal a lot of damage towards any sort of unit that is available to the enemy themselves. You can see here that the Rapier Armor Destroyer has already seen the Breacher Siege Marine, and they will be picking off two of this Space Marine squad as well as the Breacher Marine squad here. The Force Commander is already leading the charge here. You can see a lot of the Salamanders is here in the critical location, which is a good advantage to them as they have the high ground right here, taking a note from Star Wars themselves, which sounds like heresy because they are different franchises, but nonetheless, you can see the Rapier armor destroyers trying to go back because the heavy bolter turret has seen the Rapier armor destroyer and will be trying to take it down with it. And the siege captain alone in this fight decides to kill one of the tech marines of the salamanders. Unfortunately for them, the tech marine can be very bulky, but they will die together. If not, this tech marine lives. Let's go! And you can see now the armor Rapier destroyer, considering that there are no more forces for the Imperial Fist, decides to move in and push and kill the heavy bolter that has been thwarting the advanced push of the salamanders. As the salamanders still growing their forces, you can already see the Primaris Infernus already out on the battlefield. And one more Rapier destroyer armor will be taking the charge here, effectively destroying one of the listening posts inside the relic. As you can see, one of their heavy bolter turrets of the Imperial Fist is effective to the Rapier armor destroyer, almost killing the Rapier destroyer, and focusing now on the Primaris Infernus as well as the Force Commander. The Force Commander is taking the full force of the heavy bolter turrets. Unfortunately for one of the heavy bolter turret, it will be picked off, as well as the listening post, who will be disintegrated, melted, thanks to the Primaris Infernus, and as well for their good upgrades as for these Primaris units are effective against buildings themselves. The the Force Commander is still trying to lead the charge here, rallying his forces, making sure that they are being led with a good conscience, or rushing into the fires of battle as the Salamander Warcry goes. The Primaris Infernus is also pushing the line here with the Assault Marine Squad of the Imperial Fist, trying their best to hold down a defensive line, trying to strategize what to do next to be able to keep the Salamanders at bay. However, the Salamanders are already in the doorstep on the Imperial Fist side, and you can also see the chaplain of the Salamanders in a new, fresh Battle Brother squadron going into the fray with another Rapier armor destroyer to help them conquer or destroy the base of the Imperial Fist here in Quest Triumph. Even though the Imperial Fist is still trying to get or spawn in a bunch more of their forces right now, you can see that the Salamanders have already defeated one of the town halls of the Imperial Fist, and unfortunately for them, this will spell out their doom, as in just a few minutes they will be eliminated if one more of their structure or buildings will be destroyed by the Salamanders. As you can see, the Salamanders, or the chaplain, is the one pushing in with the force, as the Force Commander is the one just chilling on the backside of this, regaining most of the health. And that will be GG's for the Imperial Fist. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want me to cast your video, please let me know, and you can upload it in the or submit it in the link in the description below. And if you guys want more content on Dawn of War Soulstorm, you could consider giving a like so that this video will spread like wildfire. You could also subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you won't miss any of my videos, and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. But that's it for today, guys. Hopefully you had a wonderful time checking out the 1v1 of Salamanders versus Imperial Fist First Siege Vanguard. This is Shotgun. Have a great day. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.